It is very relevant that we BRICS leaders have this virtual summit today to discuss thoroughly the current international situation and issues of common interest. As we speak, transformation unseen in a century is accelerating across the world. Hegemonism, unilateralism, and protectionism are getting more and more rampant. Trade wars and tariff wars waged by some countries severely disrupt the world economy and undermine international trade rules. At this critical juncture, BRICS countries, standing at the forefront of the Global South, should act on the BRICS spirit of openness, inclusiveness, and win-win cooperation, jointly defend multilateralism and the multilateral trading system, advance greater BRICS cooperation, and build a community with a shared future for humanity. To this end, I wish to make 3 proposals. First, we should uphold multilateralism to defend international fairness and justice. History tells us that multilateralism is a shared aspiration of the people and the overarching trend of our time. It provides an important underpinning for world peace and development. The Global Governance Initiative that I proposed is aimed at galvanizing joint global action for a more just and equitable global governance system. We should follow the principle of extensive consultation and joint contribution for shared benefit and safeguard the international system with the United Nations at its core and the international order based on international law, so as to cement the foundations of multilateralism. At the same time, we should actively promote greater democracy in international relations and increase the representation and voice of Global South countries. We should improve the global governance system through reform so as to fully mobilize resources from all quarters and tackle more effectively the common challenges for humanity. Second, we should uphold openness and win-win cooperation to safeguard the international economic and trade order. Economic globalization is an irresistible trend of history. Countries cannot thrive without an international environment of open cooperation, and no country can afford to retreat to self-imposed isolation. No matter how the international landscape may evolve, we must stay committed to building an open global economy so as to share opportunities and achieve win-win outcomes in openness. We should uphold the multilateral trading system with the World Trade Organization at its core and oppose all forms of protectionism. We should promote a universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization, place development at the heart of our international agenda, and ensure that Global South countries participate in international cooperation as equals and sharing the fruits of development. Third, we should uphold solidarity and cooperation to foster synergy for common development. As a Chinese saying goes, it takes a good blacksmith to forge good steel. We can only cope with external challenges more effectively when we manage our own affairs well in the first place. BRICS countries account for nearly half of the world's population, around 30% of global economic output, and 1/5 of global trade. We're also home to major natural resources big manufacturers, and vast markets. The more closely we work together, the more resilient, resourceful, and effective we are in addressing external risks and challenges. China is ready to work with fellow BRICS countries to implement the Global Development Initiative and advance high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. We should leverage our respective strengths, deepen practical cooperation, and make our business, financial, scientific, and technological cooperation more productive, so as to strengthen the foundation, momentum, and impact of greater BRICS cooperation, and deliver more practical benefits to our peoples. President Luna referred to the Ukraine crisis and the conflict in Gaza. I agree with Brazil's position, as I'm sure we are all united on these matters. Distinguished colleagues, strong wind tests the resilience of grass, and fierce fire reveals true gold. As long as we step up to take our responsibilities and look out for each other, the giant ship of BRICS will brave the shifting international tides and sail far and steady.